I did that. I robbed some women of their baby-making years.
Oh, wow.
Dragging them along. They built me up. Look at me now.
Where are you,
And
though?
look at them.
You know what? I don't blame him. I blame the women. Why do you let... I could have been, Drake walked by. You could have been like, man, like, I want to be like... Megan Thee Stallion came along and she made you feel like... Hey guys, welcome back to Human No Resource. So there was an interesting interview done by StyleLikeU.
Yes.
So they interviewed Jidenna. Who remembers Jidenna?
I do, actually.
Okay. So for people who don't know who's Jidenna, he is a 38-year-old rapper, singer, known in the early 2010s.
He made a bop.
Okay.
It was Classic Man.
Mm-hmm. No, he did 2 songs, okay? Let me just say that. It was Yoga and Classic Man back in the day,
Okay, I didn't hear
2015. He was blowing up at that moment.
Yeah, and then now I think the last time I can recall, he became some type of like artist and expressionist, and I'm trying to still find my style. And
well, let's be honest, like today's world, he's irrelevant. Okay, I'm going to say that.
for the Gen Zs, yeah, because they don't listen to long form music anymore. They listen to short form music that's remixed.
Yeah. Regardless, he did this interview where he talks about his career, his childhood, and also the things that he has done to women. You know what I'm going to say?
The interview went a little bit viral because of what he mentioned about how he used to treat women. Now, if you guys seen our previous video, it was Sofia Vergara, and I'll clip it. You actually mentioned that you never trust when a man says to you, I don't want to have children. Oh, yeah. And in this clip, you'll see Jidenna's version of doing that.
I used to lie for sport just because it was fun. I didn't realize I just enjoy manipulation. I'm an excellent manipulator. I didn't understand yet how to relate to women in a way that wasn't like exploitative. I'm a man in this world. You do things on my time when I want it.
Okay.
I want to talk about it now. Don't walk away from me. Do not walk away from me.
Okay.
Instead of, hey, she just said she needed time to process. Nah, and that's what I did.
So,
Oh my God.
okay, let's start from the beginning. He said, I'm an excellent manipulator. I'm an excellent liar. He said, you tell the truth and you lie the 2%.
Yeah, he said if there's a great percentage of truth and you sprinkle a bit of a lie, you're a very good liar.
And what did he say? You know what? It was a whole lot of nothing to me.
Is this
And a lot
Is this
at the same time.
Is this cathartic for him? It's like a release. Is this a release
No,
for
I
him?
think he's like a little narcissist. He's just reminiscing.
Is he
the
purging?
things that...
Is he coming clean? Are we in a confessional? What's going on here? After you confess and all that, is this you drawing a line to become a new man? Are you rewriting all the wrong? What is this interview about? I actually don't know what this interview about. It's not looking good for him.
It's not.
If this was a confessional, I don't know what this YouTube channel is. Is it a confessional YouTube channel? I don't understand.
Yeah, so this is what they do. They come in, they talk about, their past, their present, where they are mentally.
Okay.
And at that moment, when they're talking about something about themselves, they take off a piece of jewelry, clothing, basically bearing it all. Okay. So that's what he's doing. He's bearing it all while also, taking off his clothes at the same time.
Right.
So that's what he's doing. And, at one part of this whole clip, he does talk about that, he wanted to, do his little tricks. He started crying so he could get some sympathy in this.
Yeah.
And it just shows you the level of manipulation that he has. It's quite alarming.
Do you think, even though he was very honest in this interview, that somehow his actions were intentional in the making?
Yes, of course. And I feel like he's the type of person who targets certain type of women.
He actually says that too.
Yeah. I think he targets probably young women who are naive women or young women who haven't experienced these type of men. No. Now, what type of men am I talking about? I feel like there's 2 types of men who kind of have these type of behaviors. Ones who are already embedded in them.
So they're innately like this.
Yes. They're naturally like that. Or men who learned it from other men. This type of bad behavior.
And given the fact that he's from like Hollywood and that whole culture.
Yeah, he's a rapper.
You are surrounded with men that, to be honest with you, are not interested in
settling down anytime soon. So in order for them to have honeys around them, you have to pick up game like this.
Yeah.
Right? So you remember the guy, it's all right, let's go. Montel Jordan.
Okay.
He's one person. I remember watching a documentary where he did find the woman of his dream, but he got caught up on success. And then I remember he mentioned, I almost jeopardized my forever for this temporary life. And then he made a big decision. He said, okay, I'm done. I'm leaving the game. I'm leaving the industry, even though it was hot, the industry for him. And Montel Jordan, we're talking about, he made a lot of nice songs, but he chose it his forever. He chose it his woman, even though they had a lot of problems. But I just feel like, you see, at least he was honest about it and he quit it.
Yeah.
Whereas
him,
Jidenna, like
well,
many
he
of
has
those
a lot
men.
to say. He's still going to continue talking about,
Yeah.
Hopefully he goes in depth. We just need to see. So let's continue.
I said, like, just like really manipulative things to say, like, no one's gonna love you the way I do. My God. My God, man. How could I do that to black women? I'm ashamed of it. And that's what makes me angry when I see my brothers do that. I understand it. We can't do that to the women that have done so much for us to even exist. I did that. I robbed some women of their baby-making years.
Oh, wow.
Dragging them along. They built me up. Look at me now.
Where are you,
And
though?
look at them.
I'm shocked. Like, what did he say? He said, I'll manipulate a woman and tell her that nobody's going to love you the way I do. And after he's robbing them from their baby-making years. Leading them on. For how many years? Because in the end, you know what? I don't blame him. I blame the women. Why do you let a guy's words be more powerful than his actions?
That's true. But then again, like you said earlier, that certain men, they do look for women that have previous scars.
Yeah.
And they try their best to manipulate them into thinking that they found something better.
And look his mindset after that.
Right.
He said, look where I'm at.
Did you see that? Mm-hmm. Look where I am right now.
Yeah.
And look where she is.
Basically nothing.
Yeah. Give me a minute now.
He's gloating.
Yeah, he's really embellishing on, but to be honest
The
with you,
things that he has done to women, specifically black women. So it seems like he only targets black women, making sure that he
Allegedly.
does something,
stunt their growth or something like
Yeah.
that. And then, if you continue looking into the interview, we're not going to put the clip, but he did mention that what was a moment where he felt insecure. He said he went to a red carpet, and then there's a moment he saw Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
And then he said, she really made me feel insecure because the light and all that stuff was on her. Am I getting it right?
You got it right. Right? A black woman
This
in the
is
prime of her success,
scary. Why would
making
you
it,
compare
thriving,
yourself? I know.
and where he's at. Where are
But
you
why
at in
are
your
you
career?
comparing yourself? It could have been any other man. It could have been, Drake walked by. You could have been like, man, like, I want to be like, Megan Thee Stallion came along and she made you feel like that.
So there's what is it about black women that you're insecure about? Do you not want to see them succeed? Because they could be completely great. They could be amazing in their prime. It's kind of ironic that he's having this interview with two white women, right?
Yeah, I see your point. Yeah.
As much as the questions were great, sweethearts, but there's nobody going really deep with him in this.
If he did it with black women, they're definitely going to hold him more accountable for his actions, have him explain a little bit more. They'll probably give more emphasis on what have changed.
Yeah. Have you have you got some therapy?
Yeah, they would have definitely, and that would have probably made it even much more complicated. But it's kind of nice they gave him a space to, release.
To release and be himself. I feel like he was trying to act cool, that I'm a bad and everything.
Yeah,
but
there's a
it
lot
just
of
made him really look bad. So speaking of manipulation that men do, right? This reminded me of a friend that I used to have back in the day. And the thing is, you don't need to go through something in order to learn a lesson.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So with her experience, I learned never really wait for a man. Okay. She was in love with a guy from a different ethnicity and even a different religion from her. And he told her, please wait for me. Please wait for me. I will marry you. I do care about you. I do love you. And she was so invested in this guy. And she changed religion too?
And she changed religions for this guy. Wow. So he left the country, okay, and went to the Middle East, stayed there for a year, telling her that I'm going to come back. And after later on, he said, I'm going to stay for a couple of months and I'm going to come back. When he did, he never gave her what she really wanted, which was marriage, a committed relationship, partnership, and all that. He told her, wait for me for another 5 years. Wait for me for 5 years.
For real.
Yeah. What she did not know was this man married another woman.
Oh my God.
In his hometown, for the love of God, okay? So she finds out she wasted her good years and not knowing that he was already married to another woman and she's having his baby.
Scary.
So
wow.
Women, look at a man's action, okay? Not listen to what he's saying, okay? See his action. So anyways, for that being said, please subscribe and like this video.
Yeah.
Yeah. And bye now.